But how you ever get into that position in the first place to be a Dota captain if you didn't have the communication skills to start with? There could be some Dota genius, some Dota Einstein in the world somewhere, but he doesn't really talk very well to people. Therefore, he never gets ideas out there. Therefore, no one knows he exists. Maybe it's one of us.
Well, quite a big misconception in Dota is that the captain makes all the calls. Realistically, it's potentially the hero with the power spike. So if it's a roaming hero and he's getting good rotations, then he's able to make the calls. When you have your carry player who can maybe go for Roshan or an objective, he'll make the calls. So realistically, I think captains get a lot of praise for the comms, but 9 times out of 10, it's actually a team-wide effort in helping each other get to the common
But you're
goal.
talking about tier 1 teams.
Yeah,
That's tier 1 players. Tier 2, tier 3 players,
Oh, yeah,
only the captain makes.
Yeah,
So
true.
Be quiet, idiots. I'm leading here.
Yeah, the
Alrighty.
captain is like game logic and then like overall like team calls and like macro plays. But yeah.
Alrighty, well, gentlemen, we have a draft on our hands.
So
Game number 1 of Beast Coast versus Thunder Predator. And we're going to start things off with Beast Coast. They ban out the Oracle, the Grimstroke, and the Tiny. Meanwhile, Thunder Predator, they get rid of the Wyvern, the Pangolier, and the Rubik. Still no Lycan banned out just yet. Batrider hanging around as well. And the final ban's going to be a Shadow Fiend for Beast Coast.
Yeah, so looking at both of these teams, the heroes that they share in common and that they like is Rubik, Clock, Oracle, and yeah, the Shadow Fiend as well to some degree. So you can clearly see they don't want to waste a ban on Clockwork. You just take away the Shadow Fiend and then you simplify your draft. Both these teams have demonstrated in the past that Clock, Shadow Fiend, you get Cogs level 1. It's back to the old-fashioned style. You get like 12 souls, you go to lane, and you now have a really solid game. You don't need to really do much on him. And especially with the fact that runes aren't there until 4 minutes, it's a much easier way to play Shadow Fiend and unlock his game because he's very much a rune-dependent hero.
Yeah, that's something I haven't really thought about. The SF now, with this change, he's gotten a bit worse, right?
To some degree.
Yeah, the bottle is cheaper, but you can't really utilize it, and then you might even be better off bringing up some other regen rather than buying the bottle early, and it's actually a tough choice to make between those two, right?
Yeah, do you see that often in some matchups where heroes naturally, even though they look like they're going even in lane, they're buying a lot of consumables to have presence. They're bringing up mangoes, they're spamming out their wave, so yeah, you're going to see potentially a change in how they have to approach a lane, I think, here as well. With the Shadow Fiend, for example, I think Clockwork is one of those heroes that it just simplifies his game and it bridges that kind of moment of, what am I doing? I don't want to buy this bottle. It's kind of sad.
We see it, Dazzle. In my opinion, this is a hero that can be played on all positions. Maybe not on the carry one, maybe not the position 1 Dazzle, but if you have something strong in mid, you can even put him safe lane.
Yeah.
So I really like this pick as like it's completely flex. You can do whatever you want with it. But the answer, Snapfire, Centaur, I feel like both of these heroes are at a really good spot right now.
Yeah, Thunder Predator set themselves out to pick this as well by banning the Nick Assassin, I feel. So, they've just got the really easy Snapfire now. Not too much you can do about that. And Centaur as well, just that stable offlaner for them.
And Nyx is also really good against the Centaur as well, because you break him, and if you carapace before the hit, you're also going to stun him. So you can actually keep him in place for a long time. Centaur is one of those heroes that doesn't die for a long time, but if he's stunned for 5 seconds, he is going to fall.
Dazzle Chen as the opening for Beast Coast. Do you
It's
like
kind
this?
of like, yeah, I do for sure, because when you look at the bans in that previous series, it was like Lycan ban, Chen ban, Beastmaster ban. It's all the heroes that like buying Necro, who like having that ability to push and go. And when you first pick a Dazzle, you're kind of putting yourself in that position of, we're going to have a strong way of moving towards you. And you see here, AA isn't banned at all. But they have like a hill push strat coming in right now. Can Thunder Predator pick it? Potentially if you put the Snapfire 4, but they're already kind of showed their hand, and picking AA into this lineup, you then don't have it feels a bit weird, right? So I think Beast Coast, they're going, all right, cool, you don't have any decent lockdown, we're just going to go for a push strat, I like it. I'd like to see the Dazzle core, just to be able to build into that way of moving forward. As support, he's going to feel very lost, because laning phase, it's strong, but after that, just kind of walking around fight. It's so easy for them to get to the backlines with this Centaur.
I kind of feel like it's definitely a core, right?
Yeah. It has to. I feel like it has to.
And it actually goes really well with the Chen. You have the creeps, the damage from the Shadow Waves. It's really going to do a lot. So it's going to be hard for these heroes to come in. Centaur, not known for having really high armor, even though he has a lot of HP. If he goes into those creeps, takes a lot of physical damage. So I actually like this. But on the other hand, we have 2 teamfight heroes against the pushing lineup. So if you get more teamfight, then you could possibly defend those towers, which could be detrimental to the draft on the other side.
But you also have to ask yourself the question, you have team fight against sustain. So you have to utilize the team fight that you have, kill them within that moment, or you're going to really feel the punishment of that consistent hill coming up from these two heroes.
That's actually a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and they pick up a tree because I think they have identified, of course, that pushing is present with living armor. Of course, it's not instant based anymore. From many patches ago, it's obviously 8-second duration, so a lot stronger against these kind of
against
zoo
this,
push traps.
it's better. Yeah,
a lot better.
I actually liked the old one better, but in this particular situation, I'm definitely going with the new one.
Yeah, and oh, this is filthy. Timbersaw, 3 strength heroes. Timbersaw does not like Tree. Sorry, doesn't like playing against Timbersaw, and it's a hero that likes to make space. It likes to put focus on the map and go, okay, we need to deal with this guy. He's already pushing our tier 2 with a catapult wave. How do we stop him? And Thunder Predator right now, they don't have a way at all of dealing with him. You could potentially look towards maybe an Ursa to try and get maybe a good lane for it, but then you're hard countering this Timbersaw, and we've seen so many times in this patch, if you try and fully counter a Timbersaw, you then just get outdrafted because you wasted so many picks dealing with him.
And is there any way you can sneak an AA into the Thunder Predators lineup? Because you've got 3 heroes relying pretty heavily on their regen, but you've already got the tree in the snap. It would be
unless you've done some like mid AA, but that just sounds that sounds like you're asking.
Mid snapfire with the Ags with the Centaur.
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but no.
One day.
If they pick it now, then I don't know what they've done.
Maybe mid AA, right?
Yeah, but
I definitely wouldn't do it, right?
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. We're on the same page.
You can stop entertaining my terrible idea.
Yeah.
Like, we can move on. You're no means tied to what I say.
I don't think AA is a terrible hero against these 3. Like, he really is not. But we talked about it. This region lacks ideas on how to end the game, and on one side you have we're gonna end the game like this, and on the other, like, we have no idea what we're gonna do if you pick AA.
This is one of the heroes they beat them with previously as well. Thunder Predator going back to their Slark.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you wanted a Void Spirit type hero, but then obviously Slark does the same type of thing where you want a hero when you have a push strat. Naturally, the push strat doesn't have heroes with stuns that can actually protect its backlines. So if you have a hero that can kind of work its way through the lineup, force the ranks and kind of like that positioning of Beast Coast to be disrupted. If the Timbersaw is playing deep, it's going to be very easy for the Slark to have a good game. The issue simply is the fact that you've picked your Slark early, there's still 2 more picks to come, and if they want to go aggro, I don't know if Bloodseeker's still in the game, but I think Bloodseeker here is really strong as well. You have the ability to push the game, you hard counter their carry. Slark naturally against Bloodseeker doesn't really come online until maybe like SMY, that status resist kind of period where he doesn't really care about Rupture too much. So I think even though you're hard countering this Timbersaw, which I said wouldn't be that good to do, I think now Beast Coast are in the driving seat for being able to counter this hero.
But still, the Timber has the opportunity to go against the Centaur, and we can see a Dazzle being off lane, which is okay-ish against the Slark. Not really the best, because you can perfect your Poison Touch off, but it's still a range hero that does significant physical damage, right? On the other hand, okay, Ember, that's pretty okay. Do you think Slark might go for a Silver Edge?
Yeah, of course.
Minus 50% heal.
50% heal. Yeah, it's very good. It costs a lot to go into, like, normally you go Diffusal, then you can go Shadow Blade.
Yeah, and Diffusal's still really good here, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's going to be like a 3rd or 4th item maybe, I think, to complete his draft, but I think it's so hard for this Slark to farm. When you think about Slarks, they play a strong lane, they maybe farm up the jungle a little bit, maybe if they get like that Talon or like something to enable them a little bit, but overall they're not gonna. If he's under pressure, it's so hard. And this Timbersaw, no matter what lane he goes to, as long as he's maybe dodging the Slark to some degree, he should have a good time. And this Ember, like I feel like it's so hard for Thunder Predator to actually group up together. Like Tree's gonna be moving around the fight, Centaur needs to protect his Snapfire, Slark's gonna be playing by himself. So realistically, you're gonna have at best 2-3 heroes together. Like Thunder Predator, they need a hero that can move to an objective and just stand in front. Like DP's banned, Leshrack's available. That could be pretty neat, I think.
I just want to point out here, by the way, that Beast Coast are not playing with Hector. They're not playing with K1. They've got Prada instead. His connection wasn't stable, so they decided to use a stand-in for their carry.
Okay. This changes everything.
It does.
Beast Coast are gone. You don't have K1, you don't win
see you later, boys.
All right.
One cool interaction that I read, I haven't actually tried it, so maybe it doesn't work.
Yep.
If you silver edge someone, use a spirit vessel on them, someone throws out a heal, they take damage. And people were like, that shouldn't work that way. If that works that way, if Razor drains your damage, then a hit should heal you, right? So
Definitely.
it was actually a big discussion. That's why I think it's legit.
Okay. Sure.
That's really cool.
That's one of those moments where you broke down such a specific point, and I've not even thought about it or tested it. So I look forward to testing it after this game. I'll load up a lobby, and then we can bring it back in the post game. Okay, nice.
Great. Or maybe we see it inside this game.
Oh, maybe we do.
Possibility.
Or it's so ludicrous. This is your Miranda Dagon moment. Okay, we've had it. We've ticked it.
Ha ha ha. Actually,
in chat, by the way.
What did? Oh, SF was banned. Okay.
That was banned in first phase.
Huskar looks pretty good for Thunder Predator here.
Yeah.
I feel like you ban it out.
Yeah, it looks like, you'd need to ban that here, I'm sure. You put the Ember safe lane, you just put a casual Timber off lane, you can, of course, just swap the lanes. Like, the issue here is simply the Slark will have a good lane against both Ember or Timbersaw.
Yeah, but the Slark can't get an early BKB here, and there's a lot of AoE damage even when he uses his ulti. And we see it. Okay.
You got Ursa.
So it's a support dazzle, right?
Yeah, after all of that,
That's a big boy pick coming out for Thunder Predator as they grab the Tinker.
But it's the one saving grace is you have the Ember Spirit.
You have the Ember.
You have a way to get to the Tinker, and
Timber not terrible at it either.
Yeah, but they still don't have a good formation of their team, right? So you've got Centaur, Blink, Snapfire doesn't really do much, Tree walks around and you go Overgrowth, right? So if they ever do get onto the Tinker, there's not enough decent save, again, Cookie kinda, but there's not enough good save and team formation to stop Beast Coast from running at the Tinker. So I think it's paramount if they can secure this Tinker, the early Blink, maybe an Ags, and you can just keep the waves pushed out, then sure, I think this Slark should get enough farm. But it's all about this early aggression, and I think we saw in that previous game how Nigma, they demonstrated if you can outskill your opponent, it doesn't matter what heroes you have because you're playing the map so much better. And I think this is what Beast Coast need to do. They need to play really solid lanes. This Timbersaw needs to pop off, create so much space for Ursa and Ember to get 1-2 items, maybe an early BKB, and then they could maybe roll over them. But Thunder Predator, they look so scary if they can get kept past this aggression.
I kind of have to go with Thunder Predator here.
Yeah.
You last pick an Ursa, a hero who likes to hit someone, against a Centaur who is fine with getting hit, who actually can dish out the damage to kill the Ursa in the first 5 levels.
Yeah, I'd say the Ursa v Centaur matchup is Ursa doesn't like hitting him early on, but then you get to like 20-25 minutes, and then it completely changes.
Of course, but I'm talking here, how I would like Beast Coast to win is Ursa is strong, we take Roche, and then we have a lot of sustain to go against the Tinker because Timber has a pipe, right?
Yep.
But I don't think that this Ursa is going to have a good lane, and that's why I'm going with Thunder Predator. And if by some chance the Ursa does have a good lane and they go for that first, second Roche, I think they can take it, but I'm definitely going to stay with Thunder Predator here.
Yeah, I think it's very hard not to root for Thunder Predator on this one. I think their draft just looks a little like easier. You know, the Tinker's going to be a distraction. No, maybe not like the kind of winning hero. Oh no, you were shaking your head. You were going to
I'm going with Beast Coast, I think.
You are?
Yeah, I just feel that it's Roshan. You've mentioned it already. I think Roshan is such a key component, and I think it's hard for Thunder Predator to contest Roshan because it puts them in a position where it's so easy for this Ember to move free around the map. You bring Tinker to an open area of the map. Ursa's going to get a free Roshan. If they do commit, then you're going to have the potential lockdown coming in. And yeah, I think it's just going to be one, maybe 2 Aegises, and then the game should be over on Beast Coast.
All right.
I'm going with them.
2 conflicting theories then, and I'm not too sure, but it's around this point in the show when we get our casters on. Now, I can't hear anything in my ear, unfortunately, so I'm going to go out a limb here and say hello to Moxie and Kips.
Hi there. Can you guys hear us all right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can. Can you?
Good. No,
Perfect.
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
I enjoy talking to them. I'm very jealous.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, I can talk to everyone but Nomad, apparently.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, the game's already started, so please take it away.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be our first split. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little trouble just managing the Discord call, but I'm here with the wonderful Kips. Kips, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Perfect. So I'm really excited about this match. I was very excited earlier just because of the fact that these are the two teams that made it into the major from the South American region. But it is really, really important to note that we don't have a Hector, unfortunately. We have Prada standing in.
That is such a big change. Hector is one of those, well, I said it before, one of those generation-defining players almost, especially over in SA where he's made such a big mark. So I imagine that's quite a big downgrade for beastcoast here. I know no hate on Prada there, but it's a very big difference to play without such a defining player.
Right, and I would say that, you know, one of the really positive things about beastcoast is the fact that their cores all play together really wonderfully. Although I got my eyes here on the bottom lane, Stinger taking a little bit of damage. But yeah, no, definitely. It's interesting to see how this is all going to play out. I mean, you do have Whisper on Ursa, but it was funny. The other night I was chatting with a friend, and he was saying, you know, Ursa was so strong, but he feels like he's lost a lot of that potential. What are your thoughts on that, Kips?
I think Ursa is still very strong. He used to be before, back when, you know, the Abyssal Blade jump got added in, but back then his laning strength was just nerfed a little bit too much, and now he is completely back with the Fury Swipes damage increase. Still got hit a little bit in the latest patch, but Ursa is definitely back.
I know we were pretty excited too. We saw that Dazzle picked up. We're thinking, oh, you know, Chris Luck, he's done some pretty wacky things in the past, especially, you know, that Disruptor mid. I was a little bit disappointed to see that it is, of course, going to be a support Dazzle. Bit of a pounce, though, here in the bottom lane. MMZ putting some harass here over onto Whisper. He's going to try to turn back around, do some damage over here to this tree. Get 4 of those essence shifts, though, as Stinger now, oof, sitting very low. MNZ, he wants this. He's hunting for it. Is he going to get it, though, is the question. Goes to the pounce, doesn't quite connect. Stinger trying to break those ankles. He's sitting so low. He's going to make it out with 30 hit points.
Meanwhile, the Treant over on the side is, he got 7 stacks on Fury Swipes on him. Oh, 8! He didn't manage to juke too well, but...
Nah, he's fine. He's fine.
And this is a laning stage actually compared to a lot of games that I've seen recently where not too many kills can happen. Kills can happen across the board here. This is a very volatile combination on top with the both the Snapfire putting cookies into that Centaur as well as the Ursa on bot who keeps getting just harassed out by the Slark especially.
That's the South American Dota. They like to brawl, but while we're doing that, we do have a kill. Matthew finds the kill on Prada.
Yep.
I was looking at the bottom. I figured that was going to be where our first blood was coming in.
Nah, you can't predict it here.
Thanks, Kips. That makes me feel a lot better that I didn't mess up too badly. I would like to talk a little... Oh, hold on, let's take a peek down here. Yeah, they're going for a bit of a dive here, Kips. They're trying to get the kill on Stinger, and they should be able to fight. He's going to turn back around. He's got a lot of healing, but is just not going to be able to out-heal the damage from MNZ with those little pounces and clicks.
Yeah, and I think that Whisper should definitely have been putting his first Fury Swipes into the Treant already, because as long as the Slark doesn't use his pounce, he's going to get out there, guaranteed.
Whisper, slow down. Be able to do it, though. They'll find a kill on Whisper. This is such a weird game, Kips. Like, as someone who watches SA Dota a lot, like looking at the draft, there were so many choices that were available. Like, I've seen Chris Luck play his Timbersaw is very good. Whisper is a god on it. It's just interesting how they decided to do this draft.
And then over on the other side, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Leo Style one of the few like actual Tinker players left right now?
It's a little bit of a weird question, is because I feel like there's so many South American players, especially mid players, right, that do a lot with that hero. But yes, he's very good with Tinker. I like him better on flashier heroes, honestly, but he's still going to be a huge problem for the side of Beast Coast with this particular hero.
Yeah, and he is really on track right now. The amount of denies he's got up against Chris Luck is quite nice to see. Of course, it's very hard for the Ember Spirit to secure the range creeps if he's up against that laser.
Looks like Frank's courier got taken down 5-minute runes are up, though. You can already see that scuffle coming out for them.
And yeah, I'm concerned already for beastcoast's ability to move on from the laning stage. They have both of these pushing supports, but right now it's really all going to come down to the Timbersaw and how well he executes the transition, because the Ember Spirit is most likely going to need more items to get online. So this Timbersaw is the one that has to tank up, move forward, and then see if Thunder Predator is actually going to give up towers. And depending on the timing on those boots of travel for the Tinker, that window might not be too big.
How does this work now, considering the fact that, hold that thought, looks like Whisper, he has Fairy Fire, it's not going to be enough here. Stinger, now he realizes he is just dead. That's a double kill for Slark. Ooh, and Kotaro is just really well known for his Slark playing. I'd say that Kotaro and HFN probably the most well known in the South American region. You don't want this guy snowballing this early. It's going to be a nightmare for you to have to deal with.
So like grab those extra permanent agility stacks this early, you mean?
Yeah. I had another question for you though about Leo's style, right? Because we recently just discussed the fact that Boots of Travel got changed.
Mm-hmm.
How is this going to affect the, oh god, Whisper bottom lane? MNC, he's on the hunt. MJZ also throwing out some of these hits. Manages to break the ankles though. Whisper still running for his life over here. Does have the boots online.
Grandma coming in.
He's hungry. They going to go in for it? We have Grandma. We have a cookie if we need it, but it looks like they'll back off. There is a little bit of a scuffle going on, looks like, over here.
Meanwhile, up top, they're actually taking the stacks that were made for the Tinker. This is huge for beastcoast. This is a great move. This Snapfire spends a lot of time, and the Tinker himself as well, trying to get these stacks up. But right now, they were pretty much all taken by the Ember Spirit and the Timbersaw.
Well, they have a bit of an advantage here right now, though Matthew has made his way over. And they'll try to take down Schofield. He's taking too much damage. A laser from Leo's style. And they'll find the kill. Bottom lane, Whisper, again, sitting very, very low. Looks like he tried to make something happen. But Stinger, he's struggling to get away from MNZ. There's just too much damage. This Slark, this little fishy, 4-0 right now, as Whisper eventually gets taken down by MJZ. Beast Coast coming apart at the seams right now.
Yeah, he is suicided to the tower, and this is rough because you're running this Ursa as a pressure lane, and instead all you're doing is giving this Slark, who's normally like has a very volatile laning stage, right? It can go either very great or very badly. He's got a great lane right now, and he's going to transition into that diffusal blade very fast now.
You can already see he says, all right, you're going to try to dodge my lane. I'm coming right back at you. As Whisper and the Dazzle made their way up top. This is scary now. You know MNC's just looking for a bite. It's gonna turn back around. Whisper gets a couple of these Fairy Sights off, but they manage to go. They find yet another kill, this time going towards Frank. He is looking like he's probably gonna get taken down here though by Prada, but on the back lines, again, MNZ, this little fish falling out of control. He's looking for Prada. Prada's in the woods. He doesn't realize the danger coming for him, or he probably does actually. As one more hit, and that's yet another kill for Kotaro.
And I don't think this is an outcome that anyone could have really seen coming. Like, yeah, that bot lane can go either way, but...
Well, who expects a fish in the jungle here? Kips, right?
This is Dota, okay? Anything can happen. And if the fish are feeling particularly aggressive, I've been told that they have piranhas in South America.
I'm not sure that they wandered this far into the woods, though. I'm sure they get a little frisky, but...
Look at poor Whisper. He has no TP scrolls yet, and he doesn't want to spend the cash to buy another one.
This game has been very difficult for him. For sure. Looks like he's going to retreat into the jungle. There is a cookie grabber nearby. Matthew still has a cookie, though. He can just jump away. No problem. Easy peasy. Although the bear, he's hungry. He wants it. They're looking for this opening. Chris Luck moving forward. They'll back off. What's going on that bottom lane? I feel like there's a lot of trees missing. They'll go, they'll use the overgrowth, try to buy a little bit more time. Schofield just chasing him around, trying to just get rid of as many trees as possible. Put some pressure on this bottom tower. The deforestation attempts in this bottom lane are wild, Kips. What would Greta Thunberg say, huh?
Team trees.
No! Speechless.
I think Team Trees just lost. But honestly, if you're going for the team that the tree is on right now, they're doing brilliantly. Like, and they actually don't want to lose this bottom tower. Normally you trade this, you say, right, fine, they have the Timbersaw here. Timbersaw is strong. You usually try to like take more of his towers on his side of the map instead of playing into him, but right now he's actually the only one who can make things happen for Beast Coast. The Ember Spirit needs more time. The Ursa has no game whatsoever. He doesn't even have his phase boots. So the Timber is the only one who can play up, and if you keep heroes in the vicinity, if you keep cutting like Frank is doing here, for example, then it's going to take him a long time to take those towers, especially if you also consider that the tree is just healing them up.
Looks like they are attracting some attention down here. Frank showing. Just get a nice double hoof stomp in. Of course, there's just no trees in this bottom lane. It's not much for you to timber chain to, my friend, although in comes Chris Luck. They're looking to try to make something happen here. You can see that Treant making his way over. Chakram's getting thrown out. Those Mortimer kisses, making everybody have to kind of scatter around as Leo Style joining in on the fight. They'll find the kill on Stinger. There'll be no more heals. Backlines. Prada's going to get taken down. There's a little fish here. And now, oh, the next person on that hit list is going to be Schofield as he just gets lasered down again.
And if you're Beast Coast now, you're feeling really very choked. You brought the only hero who could do anything to this bot lane. You brought the 2 supports as well. You get 5-man reaction, and this Tinker doesn't actually even care because he has boots of travel. He can just TP right out again. And your core's got like, what, a minute of farm out of that? That's not enough.
I guess at this point, beggars can't be choosers comes to mind, but definitely not the way that they'd like.
This is 11:30 defusal on the Slark. He's going straight into Scotty.
I feel like that's probably some sort of a record right now for this tourney.
For this tourney, certainly, yes. And like for the flow of the game, I was thinking, alright, it is going to be about these Ursa Aegis timings versus can Tinker hold towers, etc. But right now, none of that is in play because look at how slowly Chris Luck is making his way away from the Slark, and he just can't.
Oh, the save. Coming out here at the last, the final hour. Looks like Prada keeps him alive, even had to throw out that little rock, too. Double damage picked up for MNZ, though. You don't go anywhere near this now. I mean, you didn't want to go near it before, but it's just gotten a lot spookier.
It has, and I'm very unsure of what the comeback condition for Beast Coast is here right now, because they don't have any, like, good farm amplification either. There's no big items where I say, like, alright, this is your comeback condition. Because there's this fish.
Honestly, I don't even think MNZ needed to leave there. I think he could have stayed and fought, but they'll go, use the Stampede, run away. Matthew will get slowed down by that Mud Golem. But everybody's out. Everybody's out. They're safe.
They're safe. I think this is going to be a Blade Mill on the Ember Spirit. When you see that, that's poverty right there.
Yeah. Matthew, look at Matthew. He's feeling so aggressive, just walks right on up. He knows that he's got a Slark nearby. There's very little that they can do here, although looks like they're trying to make some sort of a trap. Be a follow-up, though, coming out from Leo Style. He's making his way in. He has leeched up over on the side. Nice cookie hop coming out from Granny as she's feeling extra spry, but Matthew, he needs to run himself out. That Chakram coming through. Final hit coming from Prada's creeps. They'll be able to find a kill. This Yo-Yo's not quite done yo-yoing just yet, but MNC, he's very powerful. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to go for it. The Timber Chain, I'm not sure. That was a very optimistic one. Schofield now leashed up. Stinger's nearby. Doesn't have that Shallow Grave. It's just going to try to whack away at him there using his staff.
A long fight without any fatalities, but Thunder Predator really feels in their element in these longer fights. They have the Tinker who can come in and out. You have the Slark who only gets stronger as the fights continue on. And he's going to be grinding them out all the time.
This Slark is just out of control. You know, I told you earlier I was excited to watch this match because last time that Thunder Predator and Beast Coast met up, it was actually Thunder Predator who took the win. So this time having a stand-in, it's a lot more difficult for Beast Coast to really get themselves in this game. You've got people on comfort heroes, Leo Style on, of course, you know, the Tinker and MNZ on the Slark. This is just the whole game. It almost feels like the cards have been stacked against them a little bit. Blink Dagger picked up now on the Tinker. Oof. Nice cookie hop from Matthew. That's just a dead Chris Luck. There's nothing that they can do about it.
Beautifully done. And it's so hard to secure these kinds of areas against the Slark because you know he's going to be making sure D-wards happen all over the place. And in the meantime, Trian's getting chased.
Poverty. Yeah, he's trying. He's zipping through these woods. Whisper did a lot of damage, but not enough to take him down. Prada will get taken down by Frank, though.
And Frank was thinking between a pipe to make sure that the Ember Spirit does even less damage, or a Blink Dagger, and he is going for the higher mobility, so they are going to play up right now and try to blow people up.
I mean, they have no reason to sit back, in my opinion. Right now, they're pretty far ahead. They're about 12k ahead at 15 minutes. They have the heroes to really deal with what Beast Coast can even throw at them.
I mean, the real liability is just the Ursa here. He can't do anything. And another leash on top lane.
This is going to be another Chris Luck getting taken down here. It's a godlike Slark right now. 9-0 and 5. Flawless so far. The world is his, I was going to say his oyster, but I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense. Fish.
I am a little bit disappointed at the pick-off there, because after getting caught in the
oh my god, Frank! It's beautiful, that stop forward, plus the Mortimer kisses. Matthew, though, just doesn't have quite enough damage as he's forced back. They'll find the kill onto Prada. We've got a shallow grave over on this Dazzle. He is going to be able to make it out. They will lose Matthew. Schofield now trying to timber chain himself away. Oof.
That came out of nowhere. Were they just all standing there?
Oh, Schofield hooked and just being placed here. Just gets blown up. I'm not sure why he didn't just retreat right into the base at that point.
You always try to look around and see if there's a turn opportunity, right? Like, in a game like this, one of the few things you can do is hope that their lack of discipline, like they're playing more loosely because they're so far ahead. You hope that you can get a pick off, and you need to kind of be on the lookout for that. And, well, sometimes that puts you in places where you rather wouldn't want to be.
Well, this is going to be a very quick, very easy roach, I think, for the side of Thunder Predator. Double damage picked up on MNZ. Got plenty of people who can just... Yeah, again, what is this, the second one?
It's the second at least.
Second that we've seen, I guess. Now, how do you stop him? 11-0 and 6 on the Slark. He's so slippery in the first place. You're having damage issues. He's going to have a Scotty very soon. That blade mail is nice, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
I don't think so either at this point. You just don't have enough HP to actually survive and deal the damage back. There's a Halberd Cute on the Ursa, which is something that could really help them out for a while, but I'm not sure he's going to get time to get there.
I think Whisper's thinking about going in on this, although you have to be careful. Everywhere that there is... they still want it, though. They want to see if they can get the kill on MNC, but they can't. Schofield gets blown up. Stinger's getting blown up. Back ends. Looks like Whisper is still chasing after a tree. Mortimer Kiss is getting thrown left and right. Whisper, my friend, you are gone. And the shade from the voice lines coming out. Lost in your own woods. Feels bad.
The shade from the tree.
Oh, I see what you did there. Clever girl.
You did that. I was just... Huh? But yeah, this is painful now. Look at the way the Thunder Predator is sitting. They're putting people on this bot tower just to make sure that they get all of the outer towers down, and Beast Coast really can't escape anymore, but they don't have to put everyone there. The Tinker can always just come in.
Well, Stinger is very likely dead. Hand of God's gonna come out, buys a little bit more time, but still gonna be able to take him down. Prada also will fall. Matthew cookie hopping away. They have their eyes on Leo Style. They've got that blade mail. It's actually doing quite a bit. They will be able to finally take down Leo Style thanks to the blade mail. Chris Luck, though, out of luck as he eventually gets taken down by Leo Style from the grave. Frank was looking for that opening. He's trying to give some chase. Schofield timber chaining himself away. Whisper's trying to get the heck out of here. He's got to be careful. Moves around in the tree line. You can see MJZ. He's looking for him. Leech Seed comes out. The slow coming from the defusal. They're going to slow him down with that Nature's Grasp, and it's just all over again for Whisper. Schofield, they're just hemorrhaging kills now, hit Kips.
Just now? Honestly, I'm a bit at a loss for what happened in this game. This Slark has just had the time of his life, and he's just going to farm some more stacks on this poor graved up Dazzle here. It's...
Stinger Fear knows.
it's over.
He knows what's happening.
Like, if you're putting your Ursa on the side lane like that and you can't get any pressure out of that and get behind instant, like there's no catch-up mechanism. It's like only a sneaky rush maybe, and they never even really found the space to do that.
Oh, we've gone into the fountain. That blade mail doesn't matter. So Rampage for MNZ. First trying to run away. He doesn't want to have to deal with this. He's had enough. These Mortimer kisses are just going everywhere. Another Rampage coming out for MNZ. What do you think? They're going to try to go for that triple Rampage?
They don't have much time left.
I mean, he only has, 24 permanent agility at 20 minutes, Kips. They could go for more, right?
Yeah, they could, but I think they're about done with the fun. Beast Coast is not GGing out, so they're like, alright, fine, you know what? We take your Ancient. We've had our fun. We say this game is over. And alright. It's been over for a while.
Yeah. Looks like they're at least trying to have a little bit of fun with it off on the side, but Frank eyes on the prize with those creeps. That is going to be the end of game number 1, Kips.
A rough one.